Good evening. Fire Burns Within channel. I'm going to do a film review. This is my first ever film review, so don't really know how it's going to go. We'll see. I watched a film a few days ago, about a week ago now, called The Florida Project. There's no real reason why I saw it. I was looking at a list of 2017 films, best of 2017, and thinking, well, let me just have a look, see if there's a few films there that I might want to see that I haven't seen. And quite a few of the lists mentioned The Florida Project as being one of the best films of the year. So I thought, let me try to find it online somewhere and just watch it. So I found it online, and that's it. I booted it up, started watching. I didn't watch a trailer, so I didn't really have a clue what it was all about. Just a few words on the reviews that I read. And the film was like one of the weirdest films I've seen. I mean, it was captivating, but not in the way that I was thinking. The story revolves around a single mother and her kid living in a motel of some description next to Disneyland, and it's a motel for trailer trash types, people who haven't got a lot of money, so they scrape together money and then they pay the owners, like it's like $30-40 a night or something like that, $30 a night. But anyway, the story is basically following the mother and her daughter and their quest for survival during a summer in and around Disneyland. So basically it's giving you an insight into life surrounding the Disneyland site and how it's sort of not the the glammed up touristy thing that Disneyland is based on. So yeah, so I'm watching the film and it's intriguing me. The little girl who plays the daughter of the delinquent mum, that little girl, I mean, I don't know how they got her to act, but she's just acting beyond her years, way beyond her years. I mean, I don't know if they just told her to just be natural, just be as bad a little kid as she possibly could be. I mean, the film, basically it's about these kids. Well, this kid Mooney and her friends Scooty, and there's another one as well. I forget her name. The boy's called Scooty. It's about they're in the summer. They're just running riot in this camp, doing whatever the hell they want, basically. And what they get up to, the camera just follows them round in a sort of matter-of-fact way. And the whole thing is not shot with any kind of... it's almost like a documentary to me. But anyway, it's so intriguing. You just keep watching. I mean, you think to yourself, well, what's this all about? But then you just keep watching. It's so well, it's not perfectly filmed, but it's also very interesting. The most interesting character here is the park attendant or site manager, Willem Dafoe. He's the only one in the film that I recognise. I don't know who that girl is who plays the mother. I forget her name. I don't know who she is, if she's a newcomer or not, but she's only a young girl. But Willem Dafoe's character is very... He's the only character that he's a moving character. I mean, the guy he's got a complex life himself, and yet he's the only character with which you can have true empathy in that film. I mean, he's got a very hard job, and yet he does it to the best of his ability. I mean, there are certain parts where, you know, you really feel for him. Like he's got the patience of a saint sometimes, and yet other times he has to be cruel as well, or mean. Anyway, let's go on and talk a little bit about the mother. I mean, the mother, she's just something else. I mean, she's like a typical Yankee trailer trash 20-something slut. She's got lots of tattoos all over her body. I mean, the actress who plays her, she does it very well. I mean, I'd love to know how she speaks in real life and how she acts, because you'd think she in real life should be the same as that girl, the mother, but obviously she'll be different. But she does it so well, and she's relentlessly rude and just carefree, and, you know, does the way she acts around her daughter. Their relationship is really interesting. It's like the kid means well, but I mean, she's sort of like, she's got a good heart, and but she just does what she wants because her mother lets her do what she wants. She runs riot, the kid. She's something else as well. I mean, the two of them together are just, they make you just keep watching and you think to yourself, well, what's going to happen with these next? And the story goes on and on with, like, in the end, I don't want to give too much away, but obviously the mother starts to go on a downward spiral of semi-illegal practices like prostitution, and I think there's some drug take, if I remember correctly, isn't there? Well, there might not be actually. And there's like battery as well, where she beats up on her friend over interfering with her life and all that. It's quite a nasty scene, that one, actually. But anyway, yeah, so it ends up with the social services having to come in and take away Mooney from the mother. And then there's an almighty scene, and the film moves on. And the ending is slightly disappointing to me. I mean, it's also, there's something in the ending which maybe I don't understand. But I thought that, well, if I give the ending away, I don't know. But the way it ended, I'll say this. It ended in a way which was meaningful, but yet it left too many things open. Like, okay, you know, too many things could still happen. But the idea that the mother was just relentlessly angry and remorseless in her bad attitude was, I don't know, you always thought to yourself, well, maybe she's got a good heart, but then you wonder to yourself, well, when is she ever going to grow up a little bit? And she never did, even to the last second that she was on the screen. I mean, you had no sympathy for her. Very little. A little bit maybe, but not a lot. But anyway, the film was a very interesting film. It's not something I normally watch, but the Florida Project, well, I can see why a lot of people like it. It's got that, that sparse feel where there's not many characters. There's not actually much of a storyline. You're just following the antics of a mother and a single mother in a rundown estate next to Disneyland, like giving you the side that you wouldn't normally see in Disneyland. But yeah, the film was definitely very interesting. If I was going to rate it out of 10, I would give it definitely 8 out of 10. It's an interesting film, very good film. It's not normally something I'd watch, but because of the very good reviews and the high rates in the end of year film ratings that I read online in many of the newspapers as well, like online newspapers, it was a highly rated film. I thought, let me just watch this and see what it's all about. And yeah, I watched it to the end and pretty riveted as well. I mean, you just want to see what these characters are getting up to. I mean, the little girl who plays Mooney, she really is something else. I commend that little girl. And the mother is very, very good too. I forget her name. Her name escapes me. I mean, even her real name or her film name, I can't remember either. Willem Dafoe, he's very good in this. I mean, I'm not a big fan of his, actually. I don't really recall liking him in too much. Apart from Platoon, I did like him in that. And a couple of others. But he's really very good in this. I mean, he's the only sympathetic character. So, yeah, that was the Florida Project. I'd say it's well worth seeing. A lot of people might not like it, but a lot of people will like it. And they'll see the what do you call it in this film? The darker side of tourist land in Florida. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that review. See you next time.